So I've been very, very busy. We've got a new roundabout going into the suburbs, which is sort of an upgrade on what we had before. It's an upgrade on what we had before. Basically, the trams don't go on the road anymore. They go underground, and we've used keys to make it look like it's kind of fancy, which I like. I think it looks good. Twitch chat likes it too. They're over there reeing at each other or whatever they do. I don't know. I told them that I'm going to be ignoring them for the next 10 minutes while I explain what we've done, because as I'm sure is obvious, the last handful of City Skylines episodes on YouTube have been recorded on live streams. This one is no exception, but I usually record the entire thing. I've done like 3 hours, 40 minutes of just tinkering with little things, and I haven't recorded it, so I'm ignoring them while I explain for the YouTube audience what we're doing. So basically, this is just an upgraded version of this roundabout. The trams go down underneath. I mean, I can follow the tram quite easily. So the trams go down underneath, and the traffic goes up above. Obviously not super efficient because the trams have to cut over the traffic, but I think it looks really cool. So that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of what's going on with that. We got a fire watch tower in the middle tree there, and it's just all decorated. Over this way, I also raised up the highway going through the suburb at long last, which is great. Traffic's actually moving on it. Everything is, you know, doing what it needs to do. People actually can't use this bridge right now. Hold on a minute. Can I fix that? Is that a... Interesting. Let me just solve that problem by putting a new path in there, which I think I need guidelines for, right? Because the path technically needs to go right there. All right. So path goes... Wait, what? Why is that... Oh, this is going to be interesting, right? So from there to there, I need to lower this quite a bit, like there, and then do something like that, right? Yeah. So if I just move this around, that'll let me get people back up in this path, I think. Or not. That actually looks like it's not gonna work. Also, why is the whole thing at like an angle? Oh no. Oh, completely messed up this path. Oh no, I've just messed up that road. I like this whole thing the way it was. Why did I do this? Hold on, we're fixing this. That whole path is going at some weird angle to start with. That's not okay. What's also not okay is that no one's actually able to use it for some reason. So from here, we're going to go into, and that should be fine. We'll go for like a low height. I guess we're going like that, right? That's just weird looking, but it'll do. Ain't no boats getting underneath that. And that's still not... Oh, I'm so confused. I also can't upgrade this. Maybe we just need to use a normal one. Maybe we just use a normal path and say, you know, screw it. I guess let's use a normal path. I don't want to... Oh no, that's fine. That's not actually forcing it onto the ground either, which is a bit weird, but... Yeah, that'll do. That's fine. That's gonna work. That's gonna let people do what they need to do. This little bit here kind of needs to be sunk down a little bit. So yeah, that should let people get back across there. I think that's technically connected. I'm actually not sure. Genuinely got no idea here. Anyone using it from this side? No? Alright, you know what? Doesn't matter. Because this is all elevated. This is, you can't get into this suburb from the highway anymore. At least not this one. You actually have to go all the way out. You go, around here, which is actually more complicated than I thought it would be. You go all the way down here. it brings you to this, and then you go back along there into the suburb. Yeah, the commute is kind of ridiculous. It's enormous, actually. But my idea is that we'll build more suburbs in here, and out here to sort of make up for it and fill up the space. So we're actually getting more suburbs on the river, which is kind of a good thing. So I can't really, I'm not going to complain. More suburbs, as far as I'm concerned, is a good thing. And I also got a nice elevated highway above an avenue. It's like this double-decker thing going on. I think it looks really cool. I think it looks pretty good. Did I do anything else? I did a bit of zoning down here. This area is kind of full. We're also going through a bit of a death wave, which is, it's been going on for about an hour at this point. It'll stop in time. It's sort of caused by just the amount of traffic trying to move around like this area at times. Sometimes you'll see like 50 garbage trucks just backed up here, or 50 hearses. That's another one that's quite common. So, you know, that can happen. Anyway, suburbs. I want to do suburbs. I also kind of want to leave this rock in here. So let's go. Let's do some suburbs and see what exactly we can do with them. So do I want them to be, you know what? I think I do want them to sort of follow the grid a little bit. Not the grid, but the way these ones are kind of like built off of the avenue. I kind of want to do that just because it's a little easier and it's a little neater. So we'll go there and we'll just sort of build around. And I think, yeah, we'll just have them sort of be lazy suburbs. It's the best kind of suburb. To bring this out to here, this one's gonna need to go around the rock because, like I said, I want to leave that rock in there. Just leave it right about there. It's decorative, you know. It makes it look like nature has been here and is allowed to exist here. Makes it look like we don't just bulldoze and get rid of every single tree that, you know, we see, right? Because that's what we mostly do. We usually just get rid of all the trees. So keeping them in here seems like a great idea. Let's go up to there. Let's bring this off of here and up towards the water. Let's bring this off of here and towards the water. And let's bring this one up that way. Actually, let's not do that. That's fine. That's one little bit of suburb. And, you know, you look at it from above, it brings the whole area together, which I kind of like. Let's see. Over here, this is going to be kind of a smaller one, which is all right. And by smaller, I mean it's just going to be like 2 roads, really. That's pretty much it there. Do something like that. Could probably do this. I don't like doing 4-way intersections, but that's the only way we're getting that area filled up. Out here, we'll deal with in a minute. This bit's going to be super easy because it's just going to be... I should mention, this road here, this avenue, is completely parallel to the highway. That's intentional. That's, I believe that's called aesthetic. I believe that's the term. No, that's not the term. That's just not. I think I've heard people using like aesthetic to describe something. I'm pretty sure that's not right. Like you don't describe something as aesthetic, right? It's aesthetically pleasing, but it's not aesthetic, right? I think I'm right in that. I'm pretty sure I'm right in that. Like something can be aesthetically pleasing, it cannot in itself be aesthetic. Because that's like... I don't know if I actually don't know if I'm right. I want to be... I'm fairly sure I am, but I'm not certain. Because like, isn't... You can describe the aesthetic of a place. So like... something can have a great aesthetic. That's a weird word. It's starting to sound like it's not a word. I'm saying it so much, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm just... ay, ay, ay. That's just become one of those words that, like, I've said too much. It doesn't sound like a proper word anymore. It just doesn't sound like, it just doesn't sound like it's a word. Let's see, go here. Cut that bit off. Let's do a little curve here just because we can. There we go. So that connects those two areas together. I think this area over here can be connected as well. It's not... It's going to cause some weird zoning, but I'm kind of okay with that. It just brings it together. I like this, though. We've got room for like a little park in there. We can do something in here. So do like... Let's see. Turn off guidelines. Do... I don't know, this. Bring it across to... I don't know, there. That's fine. Bring this over and down a little bit. All right. I think that's good, that air traffic, though. It'd be awful to live here. It would be really, really awful to live here. This is pretty much like living next to Heathrow, isn't it? Like, this is pretty much... This is just Heathrow. You're just living next to Heathrow. Which I hear is actually, like, awful. I've heard rumblings that living next to Heathrow Airport is legitimately awful. I can imagine why. I can certainly imagine why living next to Heathrow Airport would be awful. Or, you know, like living next to LAX or any of them, really. Let me see. We go there, and that should be fine.
We've been making the best of mobile phones for over 20 years. How did we get there?
Yeah, I like that. I'm kind of tempted to do... Let's see. That, actually. And... curve that to there. Yeah, I think that's probably for the best, actually. All right. Take this up a little bit. Go to there. Take this up this way. I think we can do good with this. Like this is gonna be the weird part of the suburb here, right? Like this is the part that doesn't really follow the pattern that the rest of it follows. Oh, I don't want that. Get out of here. Turn off straight slopes for a second. Can I raise you up to that height and then fix the zoning? No. All right, that's fine. We're not going to worry too much about the zoning on that. Let's just do this and just we'll just keep bringing this out, really. So right up to there. People are going to be living next to train tracks by the looks of it. That's great. How lucky are they? To be fair, if you're a train spotter, very. Like if you're into trains, that's great. Like, oh, fantastic. Got trains right outside. Don't even need to go anywhere to see them. All right. That'll certainly do. Gonna need to turn off a lot of these traffic lights, actually. Didn't really think I'd be referencing any like people actually go train spotting today, but fair enough. There's actually, I've seen a lot of people doing train spotting, and I've noticed it's something I've noticed people like to make fun of it. I actually hate that that's a thing, because I always see people train spotting. There's a couple of like just train crossings. Number one, right? Let's get real for a second. Number one, if you're making fun of someone because of like a completely harmless interest, get a grip, man. And number two, I always see like, it always looks like a father and son doing it. So it always looks like, you know, like the train crossings that I always see people like actually legitimately just waiting for a train and all that. It's always like a father and son duo. or a mother and daughter. And that's great, man. I love that. But then again, you get those people that try and make fun of it. It's like, what are you gaining from that? I've never understood that. I don't know. I mean, it's needless to say, I wasn't exactly, you know, one of the cool kids in high school. Yeah, it might shock you to know that I was, in fact, a bit of a nerd in high school. I know I wasn't a jock. I can see the YouTube comments in my head right now. People are, I can see into the future, and people are genuinely shocked to learn that I was, in fact, a bit of a nerd in high school. I know I don't seem like I'd be a nerd, but you know, just you know, I know it's hard to believe. It's very, very hard to believe, but I was, in fact, a bit of a dweeb. Either way, I love that, man. I love seeing, like, you know, people sharing their interests with, like, their kids or other people, right? I don't know. There's something about it I really love seeing, because they get so excited. Like, I've legit, like, this smile on some kids' faces when, like, a train goes past and you just overlook it, right? Like, when if you're not really into it, you just look at it and, like, you see a train go past and you're like, that's a train going past. But to them, they're like, it's the most awesome thing that day, is like being right next to the train as it goes past and feeling the rumble of it in the ground, right? It's like, it's one of those, it's like the simple things in life. You know what I mean? It's the simple things in life that you take for granted, but to some people, that's fantastic. You know, to kids, that's fantastic. I love that. I really do. I think that's fantastic. It really is just something that you overlook it, right? You don't really think about it. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on train spotting. I think it's a really cool thing that, like, I'm not into it, but I love that it's I love that it's like something people share with, like, their kids and their family and their parents and all that. I think it's a really cool thing in that regard. I mean, obviously other things are shared as well, but I don't know. Train spotting is one that kind of sticks out to me, because I always see people doing it. Anyway, let's just take that down to there, that down to there. And I think that's going to be our suburbs. Or the expanded suburbs, which I think is going to look really cool. Because my idea is still to bring suburbs, like, out along here and all the way sort of down and around here. So I think that's going to look really good. We do need to get some pipes in here, though. So we'll do that. Amy Glitter says, I used to go plane spotting with my dad. I didn't necessarily go, like, plane spotting with my granddad, but there's an air show here every year. And I remember I would, like, there were some years I'd go down and I'd go down with my granddad, because they'd have, like, the World War II planes and all that stuff. And like, he'd be, like, explaining to me what these planes are and what they did. You know, that one's a bomber, that one's this, that one's that one's the Tornado or whatever. That was always good. And then we also, there was this, so you probably see it on TV a lot. These, like, oh, pay, you know, here, pay £5 for your weekly installment of this thing, and you can build it over the course of 70 weeks. You know, like, with those things. We did one of those. It was a model Spitfire that could actually fly. Like, we spent a year like building it. We never finished it, but, like, it was this, like, plywood and balsa wood and all that kind of stuff. We kind of did one of those for a good year, just putting that together. That was fun as well. I don't know what we did with it, because we never finished it. I don't know what we did. I can't remember if we ended up, like, giving it to my primary school for them to basically, like, make it a project or something, which I really hope we didn't, because I can't imagine primary school children will have looked after it. I hope we have it somewhere, because I'd love to finish it. Like, I'd love to finish it. Mostly so I can fly it and hopefully not crash it. I'll probably crash it, I'm going to be honest. But I can hope. I can certainly hope I don't. Just to be sure, if I do find it, I'll set a camera on it. I'll set a camera up. So if I do crash it, there's at least a video. And I can probably get enough YouTube revenue from the video because it'll hopefully go viral to buy another one. That's the plan. That's why anything you're doing that could remotely go viral, if it's going to involve destroying something, record it. Because if it goes viral, you'll have enough to buy a new one. That's YouTube 101 right there. If it goes viral, at least you can get a new one. Let's see. Just put some shops in at these junctions. So there, and there. Oh, we need one over here as well. There. I'll just all around here. Oh, and here too. All right. So just like so. And then we can turn off the traffic lights because these guys are going to give way. Now, this is probably going to push a lot of traffic out this way, and I'm curious to see how this road actually handles it. But it's long enough, and I think there's enough turnoffs here and there that it should be okay. I'm also going to say you guys need to, like, give way to the train at all times. You guys need to give way to traffic on the main road. You guys give way to traffic in the main road. You guys do the same. You guys do the same. You guys do the same too. Let me see. Give way. Give way. And then that's fine. All right, that seems like it'll work. We should see some traffic coming down here at some point. These guys aren't going to have power. I'm kind of annoyed that they're building there, but that's all right. Let me see. We're going to need fire coverage out here, so I think what we'll do is throw a small fire station there. We'll do medical. We'll do medical there. And we'll do police there. So that should give us pretty good coverage. We can throw some parks in here too, I guess, to try and like boost the leisure of the area, because leisure is actually something that we do not have a lot of. So I think a little park maybe in here, just to boost leisure around that spot. We could throw one there as well, just to boost it there. Can I get one in here? I absolutely can, so we'll do that too. Just to boost it a little bit, make them happier. Increase the land value slightly. So yeah, that'll work out, hopefully. I'm thinking, do we need anything else out here? I guess, you know, while that's building, we do actually need something else, because I totally forgot we did this. I got rid of all the bus lines. I forgot to mention right at the start when we started the recording, I got rid of all the bus lines because I saw a comment on YouTube that was like, yo, you've got 2 bus stations in the middle of the city. Why don't you have one of them be like for in lines inside the city? I can't remember the exact word. And one of them be for outside connections. That's exactly what we're going to do. So this bus line here, this bus station here is going to be for like outer connections. So it's going to come out here. It's going to go, I don't know, there. And where else? There. That's a bit of a crossover there, isn't it? Let me see. What about that? What goes there and up this way? So it's going to come in. Going to go, I don't know, there and then back out or something. Either way, I can come out there and then go back into the city. This one's going to come out and go to, I guess it could go out to the forestry. I don't think there's a lot of need to go out to the forestry, but I think I will anyway, just in case. So we'll have one go there. We'll have this one go down to there and then back. So it's going to link out to forestry. This next one's going to link to I don't think we need to go to the factories. I think that's actually probably a terrible idea. So this one can go to the airport here. I know this is a cargo airport, but it's going to go to the cargo airport just because, you know, just in case anyone wants to get a bus out to the cargo airport for whatever reason. We have enough stops at the station to make this possible. This one's going to go out to this industrial area. So it's going to sort of loop around a little bit, come into the middle, go back out to there, and then back to the city as well. This next one can go... So that one goes there. This one could probably go out to the little town, actually. So it's going to come in. It can go to the outside, possibly. Or there. Maybe just there. Train station. Whatever. There, that side, and back to the city. So that's going to be a connection to... What do we call it? Castletown, I think? This next bus is going to go out to, I guess, the farms. Not that I think we're going to need buses that go around the farms, but... We'll do a bus that comes in and goes there. We'll do a bus that goes... I don't know, back and across the road or something over there. I just bring it around. That's fine. We'll bring it into here and then we'll go back to the city. And that is pretty much all of the outer connections that I can think of right now. So, yeah, that'll kind of work. The buses go all around. This is probably going to get bulldozed at some point as well. And then for inside the town, we kind of need to go the other way. But first, let me do... So this is... We'll call these county lines, I think. So county line 1, county line 2, county line 3, or that's a lot of vehicles. 5 and 6. And then I want to go like black and white on these. Just because it's going to look kind of interesting. So like that. So we'll have those be black and white. And then this is going to be the inner city lines. So we're going to want one, I think, that goes probably around this area. We probably want one that kind of comes down. So let's see. From here to there. We'll have it sort of stop in front of that metro station. We'll have it stop near that one as well. In front of that one. And it's basically going to sort of... What is it going out there for? Interesting that it would have to go out there. I guess I'll let it do that. That's probably all right. This one's going to there, and then this one comes back in. So that loops around that lower part of the city in kind of an interesting way. I assume it's not able to turn... Oh, it can turn right if I do that. All right, fair enough. That's fair enough. So that loops around in kind of a cool way. I want one that goes out to here as well. So let's have a bus line that goes... I mean, there's trams going out there as well, which is kind of the tricky thing. So instead, let's start by going out this way. We'll have it go... Maybe into the district? I guess it can go along here. There is a metro line up there. I kind of want it to go inside the district a little bit. Although I don't know how possible that actually is. It would have to come down and out again, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. There's not actually all that many connections there. Never mind. It's going to go there. This one can come through because it can actually just sort of cut out there, or... I don't think it can cut down there. Can it? Oh, it can! Alright, so it can cut straight across, which is probably good. There is a train station there we probably want it to go to. Can I bring it down and in here? I absolutely can. It's definitely a weird look we got going on here, but I'll allow it. Have it sort of come down there. It's definitely one of my weirder bus loops, but it covers the entire area, so that's probably fine, right? All right, so it goes out to there. Now it needs to go out to this area, which is going to be... Do I want it to go to the train station? I think I kind of do. I think I do want it to go to the train station. So it stops here, it stops up there. And then I think it'll sort of go to Oak Park here. Just sort of in and around a little bit. Then can I get it to come down here? I absolutely can. And then it'll go back. So that'll be the Oak Park line. Then we need some that come out to Birdsong Heights and Birch Square. Not really sure how efficient these are going to be. I am really going to need to, like, knock down the number of vehicles in each line, though. That's for sure. Because it's going to be kind of crazy. Let's see. So it's going to have to come down there. That's all right. It can go up to there as well. Then come back. Go to here. Can that not go straight through? It absolutely can. Or it should. Why would it not go there? Oh, that is actually a dead end right there. I don't think... No, that one's not. So that's fine. Then have a stop here and then go back. All right. Let's leave that be for a second and let's start renaming those buses. So these are going to be the city lines. So city line 7, that's kind of annoying. City line 1, please. City line 2. City line 3. And city line 4. And then what we're going to do is go red. Then slightly less red, more of a pinkish color. Then more of a purplish color. And then more of a proper purplish color. All right. So we'll let those all come in and sort of move around. There's actually people wanting to use all of these lines thus far. I'm going to need to bring the number of buses per line down, though, I think. There's 64 on this line. I think we want to change that. Let's bring that down to, I don't know, 20? Let's say 20 on all of them. Let's bring them all down to 20 vehicles. That way, number one, the budget gets cut. Number two, it's not, you know, stupid ridiculous in terms of number of vehicles around here. So 20 buses there. 20 buses on you as well. And if we see a bunch of people queuing up, we know that we can, you know, add more buses to that line without going like super over budget, which seems like a solid plan. So 43 down to 20 and 33 down to 20. Now these lines are starting to get a lot of vehicles as well. That's fine. We should see a whole bunch of buses go back to the depot though, which is exactly what we want. There's obviously a lot of them still coming in, but it's fine. They'll sort of clear out eventually.